Alright guys, welcome to a demo review for a Haunter who plays in Main. I am doing this live, by the way. There's no script involved, so what that means is that as I'm talking, I might stutter a bit, I might talk too fast, might mumble around a little bit, so forgive me. He plays in Main, so hopefully by now he knows how to do the optimal rollout. That was actually a mistake right there immediately with the rollout. Like, it's not like a game-changing mistake, but you always want to heal your Devil Man until after he does his first jump. And then you want to heal your Soldier next, and then you want to get to your Scouts. They have crit heals, so you should be able to heal them fast enough to still reach your Scouts. And then as you're doing this rollout, you want to be stuck to one Scout. And then when you get here, I'm glad Soldiers started doing this. Back when I played, Soldiers weren't very good at staying when these spots consistently get arrowed. But yeah, you want to get arrowed, and you want to buff your Soldier there, and then you should be able to buff your Roamer again like that. A lot of medics make this newbie mistake. Like, this isn't it. The new mistake of being not running up the elbow immediately. You almost always want to run up the elbow. Sorry if I moved the demo UI around. I'm used to doing demo reviews over Discord. This area kind of sucks. It's very important for your team to watch out for Soldiers on mid, and fortunately, this Soldier died like immediately on mid. But being stuck in that corner is really easy to eat pipes on accident, or for a Soldier to decide to bomb on you and to get denied. I like to play more on the right side here, but I guess I'll talk about that next mid, because you guys are winning this mid anyhow. Here you got like pretty separated from your team, because I guess you're walking backwards shooting the arrows. And walking backwards shoot arrows is pretty standard, but you should be walking forward with them with the beam instead, so because well, you build uber faster that way, and plus like you would have been closer with your team. That was your Devilman's fault there. I don't know why he jumped so far forward. He doesn't have to be right next to the shutter to stick your head off. Now the blue team's gonna have a chance to do an uber on the mid and fight you guys. Alright, here in this situation, your team should have been more eager to do the Uber exchange, and doing the Uber exchange with both your Scouts would have been really good. I don't know why. I think Syntax is Soldier. I don't know why he jumped in to go die. You committed way too long there. Like, they had Uber advantage over you. Your goal should be just to run away with your Scout after they popped, especially after you lost Syntax. This Scout should be able to kill you. Good thing he doesn't, but like, if that Scout decided to shoot you a second sooner, you would be dead right now. You should have just ran away immediately. They were Ubered right in front of your face. You can't stand there. You should have healed your Soldier first, and your Soldier should have waited gotten crit healed. I don't know why you bothered jumping. And like, that in this situation, you're focusing on healing people who are buffed there. Your Soldier or your Devilman should have been healed. Ideally, your Devilman, but also at the same time, your two teammates should have been peeking in the first place. So you guys are already down 2, including a Devilman, so you might as well be down 3. And you're in choke. This is a situation where you just run. I don't know why you guys are adamantly trying to fight it. This is just, yeah, run away. I wouldn't bother running way up top. There's no reason to. There's no way you guys are going to get anything done. You usually going to go up top if you want to spam second. The most you could do is buff your Soldier, because your Soldier should have gotten buffed to go make a sack for the medic, but your Soldier didn't even get buffed. That's a situation where your team needs to know to get buffed, but it would be nice if you knew good times for your team to get buffed as well. I don't know if you guys ever heard of a thing called Nursiad, but like, I'm not trying to be vain, that's what just people called it because I did it one time at LAN. But it's when both teams pop over but you knew how good you were building. It's important to always keep in mind how well you're building, and then you gotta keep in mind how hurt the enemy team is. Your team was constantly hurt and you popped uber earlier, i.e. since you never really stopped healing, you're definitely building better than the enemy medic whose team was even getting hurt that bad. Unless you hurt them building. And those are situations where I would risk going for an Uber exchange inside lobby real quick. But you guys are backing up from river, which is also perfect. Kind of like what you're doing right now really isn't the worst thing ever, as long as you guys are backing up. Your Soldier called Syntax keeps feeding a lot. I kind of realized. When your team is down, it's the most important thing to roll from just to shut up and stand back and hold things down, especially in Uber situations. Now the enemy team can do an Uber exchange or stack 3 players on you to get a force. If you're playing against Freya right now, they'll just stack 3 people on you, get a force, and come in for a last push later. You guys are going for an exchange, that's perfectly fine, and you're not healing your Devilman again. It seems like you don't understand that what classes are important in what situations. Like in this situation, it's important for your Devilman to stay alive, so your beam should have been on your Devilman. But like, let's take it back another notch a little bit here, or go forward a bit. How you walked on the point there, There's literally no reason for you to walk on the point to defend his medic unless your team is just that desperate. Like, you literally have no choice. You're literally the very last option for walking on the point for your team 90% of the time. You weren't the you already had somebody on the point, for example, so you just kind of threw away your life for no reason. I'm not against you throwing away your life. I think it's perfectly okay to go do that, but only when it's necessary. It was unnecessary there, and it's important to realize when it's needed or not. Alright, you immediately lost somebody on mid, and that somebody's actually your demo man, so this mid's going to be really messed up. Your best bet is hoping Syntax can get a play, and your team just kind of be annoying for him. If Syntax died, this is where you guys just get out, yeah. Okay, I'm glad you and your scout realized just to get out this time. Your scout and soldier going for something there. I wouldn't have recommended it because it looked like they were ready to do it or in position to do it optimally. But I think them going for something is honestly not a terrible idea. They just should have coordinated better, especially with Syntax. Here, your scout's taking way too much damage, but I feel like you can still tank him. And you're in no threat of being damaged here, really, except for I'm in lobby. But it looks like your team has a good eye on the enemy team, so you should have a general gist about who's where. So in this situation, you actually could have tanked your scout late more. The only thing you had to worry about was rollers. So you guys are going for an exchange here, which honestly, this is a really bad exchange. You unnecessarily flashed your demo man, which makes your Uber worse for no reason. You shouldn't have flashed your soldier either. You flash people unnecessary there. When Uber charge degrades, as people know, if you flash, your Uber depletes faster. It depletes when you break the beam. It doesn't deplete when you click on somebody else. So when you took the beam off somebody and to flash somebody else real quick and go back to somebody else, it didn't deplete one time. It depleted 2 times there. So you really got to keep that in mind when you're flashing people. You depleted your Uber extremely fast there for no reason. This is actually really good for you though. You guys got a really good you guys actually got height out of the exchange, which is mwah, that's like a chef kiss. But what you got, what is it? It looks like you guys aren't very eager, and your demo man again isn't really playing with you guys. Your demo man seems to have an issue. Like, you can't play for your demo man, then when your demo man has a chance, it doesn't play with you either. That's actually a pretty good med pick, but alright, see how you killed the medic here? And there are 4 up. I know one of them just respawned. You just want to play at the point here. Your demo should walk out choke, and you should be ready to leave the shutter. Like, you yourself as a medic, this is a situation where you look big door, because it's going to be super easy for you guys to get overwhelmed. Alright, you see here big door now. There's a soldier coming. Alright, you watch forward. That's good. You should walk forward there. That's actually everything to do in that situation. That was just a bad surf. Like, it was a good surf in the sense you actually went somewhere, but it was a bad surf in the sense you went somewhere you shouldn't have. You just risked eating another rocket. Like, you gave that soldier more time to shoot you. If that was me, I wouldn't have crouch jumped, because you crouch jumped to surf that. I would have just simply hit my jump key, just so I didn't go as high. You go higher when you crouch, in case you didn't know. You guys have good ad here, and they're down to Meg. The Meg literally just respawned. So if their Meg just respawned, that means one of 2 things. The Meg's not healing anybody, and they have to heals, or one person went back to meet the Meg, so they can start healing immediately. You guys want to fight this ASAP. Or at least you guys should have been in position to fight it. And again, your demo man's not anywhere near you guys. There's like no cohesion between you and your demo man. I'm glad you went to meet your demo man, but your scout should have walked with you up here at least. He doesn't need to watch lobby. You had people on last. Watching lobby's pointless. Somebody's on last. And whoever's on last can rotate lobby. Because you guys are constantly getting the second point though. Your demo man shouldn't have fell off. And again, if you had the scout up here with you, it would have been more perfect. So you could easily just have walked across up top to get to the point. That demo man should die. That demo man has no reason to be alive. Yeah, that demo man should not. Okay, he died. That's good. Tan line went huge, it looks like, so good on him. You see the soldier up there. Please don't forget about him. You should be walking backwards. That literally only happened because you took too long to decide to walk back. Like, it looks like you knew you had to look backwards. You just took too long to decide it. Never take your eyes off somebody who's behind you like that, especially when he's literally your only threat. I'm confident if you saw when he bombed you, you would have surfed it fine or dodged him just fine. Alright, in this situation they don't have it, but you always gotta keep in mind that there might be a sniper in this situation. So make sure you play fast enough for your team to call it, which is what you're doing. This is good. That soldier fucked up his bomb, but he almost killed you anyway. That was just suboptimal movement. That soldier missed his rockets quite simply. He honestly should have killed you, especially because you ate the first rocket for like almost max damage. And you didn't go anywhere either. So you really should have died there. Going for this health pack is unnecessary. I don't think they're going to send their second soldier. It looks like he was not ready to go in at all. He could have just gone for the pill bottle that's like in the corner here. Like right there. You should have just gone for that pill bottle so you're closer to your team. Because if you went for that pack and choke and that second soldier did the bomb after that, he could have killed you so much easier compared to getting the pill bottle. Alright, you know they have ad here because their medic lived in after you popped. Or was alive. I know he died beforehand. Your team should be kind of passive on second point here, not inside a lobby. If the enemy team knew their ad, they could just walked in here and probably wiped half you guys. It looks like they know they have ad, but they're just too slow with it. So this is actually good for you guys now. But when you're playing against better teams, you always got to keep in mind these ads, because better teams are going to want to use 30 ads against you. It seems like in lower levels, teams that only have like 30 ads aren't big fans of using them. Alright, one thing I'm going to start doing way more demos is during stalemates like this. I know this is a 3-1 match. So what I know there's going to be a lot of stalemates. And go ahead and watch stalemates a lot on last. So I'm going to fast forward a little bit. Because in this situation, there's not much I can tell you. Just make sure your team's buffed when they're getting ready to sack. Tanline went for something. 2-man sacks on this map are actually really good. Like, you could always sack a soldier and a scout. Like, a scout can run to the point, or the scout can run somewhere with the soldier. They do have an engineer, so you should actually have your demo man, both soldiers, try to find a way to spam the gun. Actually, what I'm going to do here is, I'm going to go on the camera of the engineer. Just see where that gun's at. I can tell you a good place to spam it. It seems like the engineer's here. And his gun's near that medic. That gun spot is actually god-awful. It watches river and launch pad, and it kind of watches shutter. But honestly, you should be able to realistically spam it if you just peek river a little bit hard, because it's not peeking river too hard. And plus, it doesn't really watch launch pad that well, because, well, there's obviously the pillar in the way there. And plus, there's also shutter, and the Delman has no stickies there. As long as for stickies and shutter, you can easily overwhelm that engineer and just shoot that gun down. And plus, you might get a free force on the medic by spamming it through shutter. And if you also have people peeking at the same time through launch pad, like the Delman shooting stickies over it, or shooting pipes at it, good chance you're getting easy blow up on that gun. You might be afraid of counter pressure there, but if the enemy team starts counter pressuring you, that's honestly in your favor. Because that means there's a good chance you get a free pick, or they're going to keep people kind of like what they're doing now. But you guys are going to be too afraid to push because of the gun. But always keep in mind, like, you guys should always work together to take down a gun like that. Because it's going to make it that much easier to sack them almost down. We'll fast forward here, because again, the only thing you can really do is buff. A sniper in river is actually really threatening. The thing that sucks, though, is that they do have the gun. But fortunately, you still have both your soldiers, so to be able to pressure the gun is a real possibility. But it looks like the gun's not much of a priority for you guys. And then he eventually loses your sniper. In that situation, you should just tank your sniper. Almost like the whole time, like no one else should get healed. Like no one, everyone should be buffed, and then they should be peeking when your sniper's also peeking. Yeah, just a classic way to watch last Main. Not much I can really say here. All right, you guys, looks like you're going for the exchange here. You just let your demo man die there, quite honestly. That Uber should literally only be on the demo man. So now you're just gonna run away, and they didn't have to counter pop. I don't know why you guys bother going for exchange when they have a gun. That was honestly just a bad idea. I don't know why you guys bothered. If your guys' ultimate plan was just to cheese them, then I don't agree with that at all. You can't depend on being gimmick like that, like, for any of your last push. And I don't know why you're playing so far forward here. If literally blue team is in a position to trade anybody for you if they wanted to. And plus, they're going to run forward here. Blue team decided to walk forward earlier when they realized there were 4v4. You and your scout would be dead, and you guys would probably be stuck on your second, potentially the last. You should be buffing up Syntax here, yeah. Syntax should have been buffed up all the way, not just 250. But that should be more than enough to get a decent bomb off. It seems like he goofed it up, though. I don't know exactly how he goofed it up. I can't really comment on that. Pancake is peeking too hard. I wouldn't bother with him. Alright, there we go. Glad he lived. And you got Uber now. Your team should not be doing this. This random peeking. You're not killing anybody. You just risk something bad happening. Your team should just focus on staying still for a second. Alright, this is good. This is really good. They didn't know their ad. They didn't know it was even. Okay, this is a type of situation where it's not really your fault. Like, I saw what happened with my very own eyes. You fought your demo man because he was going to get attacked. He was going to get killed, but your soldier was far away, so you look to your right, and then you took too long to look to your left. This is a situation where you just gotta where your medi beam aim actually matters. Like I know a lot of people joke like you literally don't have to aim the medi beam. Like accuracy wise, no, the medi beam doesn't matter. But like your reflex is there. You gotta left click, right click, like not left click, right, but like you know, click on one person, click on the other guy, and click back ASAP. Like you gotta do that real fast. Simply put, like it's really not your fault. Like your team should know how to play tighter together in these even Uber situations. But at the same time, it's like you still have the ability to salvage that situation. Here you're far away from your team, there's a scout and soldier on you. The scout sucks ass, apparently. You should have died like a half an hour ago. But your team just simply didn't decide where they wanted to go, and you just hesitate where to go. Like you stay too far behind from your team, so you get separated from your team, and your team separated from you. Those situations that even if your team goes somewhere that you don't like where they're going, you just gotta follow them. It's a lot better than ever being by yourself. And plus, a lot of your teammates died. Like it's upsetting to think, oh, my team got flanked. That's how I died. But reality is, you died because you didn't stay with your team. And you probably would have died anyway if you went with your team, but it's a lot better to die with your team than without them like that. Alright, you know they have ad here. Because the medic never died. Well, the medic did die, I saw that, but the medic spawned way before you did. So you know they have some sort of ad. Usually in a situation it's typically like a 30 ad, like 720, the medic's not doing very well, you know? You guys gotta keep in mind that they do like, it's only like a 10% ad now, but like realistically it should be a 30 ad. So by the time you're closer to 70 and their players respond, you should be playing to play alive. Like you should get mid. Like your team should be getting mid here. This is great, but don't try to get greedy on the second yet. Like you should probably sack somebody onto second already right now while they're down 2. I'll just tell you straight up like what my teams usually do. So like what we do in this situation is that we know they have ad. They should have around 30 ad. So as I said earlier, you should be playing to get out. But the better teams in the world are going to peek through choke and see where your positioning is. And they're going to see that the blue team's really far back. Like we know you're up in river. And my team's going to try to walk in and down and try to make some noise happen. Your team didn't do that, which is completely fair. Like obviously you're in main, you're not the best of the best, and you know they have ad. Oh, I would say you know they have ad, but it seems like you're not playing like they do. And I don't think even blue team knew they had ad, actually. I think that ad was pretty obvious. Maybe like the medic realized that he wasn't building very well, and they called a no-go. Looks like you're just AFK here. Alright, your soldier traded for a scout. I mean, not the best trade in world in Glory Wash. Oh, you lost your Delman. These situations can happen. Like, you clearly were tanking a soldier. Your Delman can't try to get healed there either. And you just turned around away from your only person holding choke. The people in bigger don't need to get healed. If they need heals, they should just get arrowed. You just gotta tank your soldier. This is a good milk. You should be able to get out here. Yeah, grab the health pack. I'm not chasing you. That soldier should have bombed after you, honestly, after that first rocket. Seems like he didn't really think about it, though. You guys can hold choke, but you should hold it passively. Like, put down stickies. Your soldier should watch big door, or your scout, actually. Your soldier and demo can watch choke just fine. But someone should be watching big door. It looks like the scout left to do that. Now the only thing you gotta be wary of is a sack. They're definitely gonna do a sack here. I don't know why you guys rotated the scout here. I think, why is it cheek twitching? But I think the soldier is better here than the demo man, or than the. Should be now you're all three of you. Uber exchange. Right now I'm just confused. You flashed unnecessarily again, which really has to stop happening. It's depleting your Uber really fast. This is just a weird time to exchange. If you're going to do this exchange, do it with a soldier, not a scout. Demi Meg didn't milk that at all, honestly. Like, in this situation, if I was the boom Meg, I would let my soldier die. Like, this guy had no interest in me. And the Uber sucks. Like, this Uber honestly sucks. You guys got the demo man, though. What? Alright, I don't know how you managed to get the demo man, but I do not think that's something you guys think that should consistently happen. This guy's also not chasing you. That guy should have chased you. Now it's just the soldier jumping across the map to kill you. Man, the things I would do to play in lower World CFC again. Yes, this is exactly what should have happened after that Uber, actually. You actually had a chance to get away, but for some reason why you didn't walk in the shutter, and you didn't run away with your scout or your demo man, you ran up top. You should always run straight to shutter. Running through up top's a lot slower than going to shutter. But like again, that Uber exchange itself just was awful. You shouldn't have even gotten the demo man. It was like a miracle that the demo man died. All right, now you know they have massive ad. You got that spawn lag. Here you're just gonna tank their pyro. Whenever we're at master disad, I would just die tanking my pyro if I had to. And they're coming through shutters, so tanking a pyro to death is awesome. Can't give up on your pyro like that. He needs that full game. I don't know why no one. Okay, you gave up on your pyro there for no reason. Like your pyro, honestly, you'll probably still be alive right now if you didn't just give it up. Fortunately, it's just a demo man. You cannot risk getting piped here. I made that mistake 20 times. Your demo man is pointlessly sticking off the point. I know you meant to arrow the demo man, but you don't necessarily on the scout. It counts, it counts. But like, if that demo man decided he wanted you dead and he knew how to aim pipes at all, you were probably gonna die. Even the sticky, quite honestly. But the demo man had no interest in you. But you really gotta keep in mind that their medic's dead. You have Uber ad. They popped like you just had Uber ad. Your focus should be on staying alive. All right, you see the soldier. That last soldier messed up. Nah, that's gonna get a drop down for a soldier. I was like, yeah, that was. Choice be careful with drop down. You guys know you have humongous ad. Yeah, you don't need to stack it. You got the fresh kill, no point stacking. Just watch your stickies and run forward. Now, okay, you probably could potentially get 2 kills here. They don't want to kill himself. Here is where your team doesn't have to shoot them river. Your guys should be trying to get in lobby here. Your scout has the right idea. You should be tanking that scout. Like, that soldier should get arrowed, but literally that's it. Like, there's nothing else. That soldier should get arrowed and your beam should just be on the scout. Like, if you just ran forth your scout way earlier, or your scout decided to do what he did earlier, you guys probably could have just wiped him and got the round, or at least gotten a medic pick. But now you're stuck in an even Uber situation and you're popping in. You dropped your soldier. It looks like you're not very good at like keeping track of 2 people in Ubers. Like you're either flashing way too hard or you're not flashing at all. Like, it doesn't look like you know how to flash very well, which sucks. So that's actually not something you can learn in ulti duo. Because usually I tell people just play ulti duo if you want to practice medic mechanics, but you can't practice flashing in ulti duo obviously. You guys still have a demo man, right? Or did he just respawn? I don't see your demo. Okay, your demo man's in big door. He should honestly be helping you in river. If he just respawned, I can understand that. But if he didn't just respawn, I don't know why he's not helping you up top. They're 2 down. You guys should be running right on top of point. Like, no hesitation. Now you can run straight in the lobby. That's a dead, they got a dead demo, only 2 soldiers. Yeah, you can just run right at them. And their medic's dead. Yeah, this is your round for sure. There's realistically no way you should be able to mess this up. The only thing that should mess it up is this hesitation here. You can't turn around. You just gotta go forward for your team. Like that. This is good. You should still be in. You should just gone up the left side. Now you're in lobby, not healing anybody. Your team's down. A whole medic during a push. Syntax is dead. Obviously, you got their down. Yeah, this push is not going well anymore. Yeah, now you just got focused on staying alive because you have humongous super ad. You should have been in there way sooner, and plus you could have just rotated to river from inside their last way fast. If you're worried about getting out, you went inside a lobby. You didn't even stick to healing the guy on launch pad. You went to river or close to river. You kept going back and forth. Yeah, those are situations where you can't hesitate. You gotta go. Like the ad's in your favor. You guys can monkey out and make things happen. Alright, this is a rush push here. Your demo man should have gotten the gun. You already had ad. That medic pick was kind of pointless, honestly. Like if you live, it's not completely pointless. But like if you got the gun and then focus people afterwards, then things would have been awesome. But you guys didn't do that. Now this last push is going to suck. You're going to try to go for some stupid play. This play has the potential to be hilarious. I honestly like. I'm not against medics for going for plays like that, but like you should have waited. I don't know what the rush was like. You stay down there for a second. Say the scout tries to look at all. Like obviously, I had wall hacks. I knew the scout looked and didn't see you. But like I'm just saying, like if you stay a little bit longer, you can make it more believable you ran away, and you could have went for last. You're just too antsy to do your fancy play there. Is all. You gotta be calm in those situations. And in this situation, your Devil Man's gotta get tanked, not your scout. Yeah, it looks like you just have a hard time just knowing who to tank in what situations. Like, there's a lot of times your Devil Man should be getting healed, but you're just not even giving him, like, you're not even acknowledging he exists. I know it's like over exaggeration. Like, I'm sounding a lot harsher than the reality, but you know what I mean. Alright, there, that was just monkey. You just threw choke for no reason, especially when you're down a bunch of players. You guys should rotate up top here, not stay in Shutter. It's a lot easier to spam them from up top. Hey, Meg's dropped it. That's awesome. Now you guys should rotate up top and start spamming them again. Oh, never mind. You're down too. It's going to be pretty hard. And again, like, you're turning around for people that don't need you. Like, I don't know why you turned around there. Meg's dropped. You should be healing the people that are forward. And if your team wants to go backwards, they'll tell your team I want to go backwards, you know? They should sack 2 people on you right now, so you got to put, like, the biggest bitch ever. Not bitchy enough. That was too much of a close call. That soldier lived? Okay. I think the soldier that bombed you actually got out, and yeah, a completely different soldier died, but I wasn't paying that much attention on the names. Alright, here, you guys can go through Shutter. There's no sickies, right? You check sickies? Yeah. Alright, go through Shutter, walk on point. Delman should be in choke. Like a soldier and scout right there, you can push pretty much anywhere you want in Grey Wash. Alright, you guys at his net bag. It's been almost like around 40 seconds since the enemy Mech died. You might want to hold. This is not good. They are giving you a lot of room though, so this is actually really good. You guys recognize you have a lot of room here, but don't go crazy. Traps, don't check this. That's 101. That's just a classic. He traps in the corner, I bet that's where they're at. One makes drop and the next one dropped. Back to back. Happens to the best of us.
The control point is being contested.
That was just a lack of sticky traps, but you guys pushing through when they gave you room there is actually amazing. That's really good. That's like a really good habit to get into. I don't agree with crit rate then last second defenses like this. Like, they already have second. Like, I would agree with it if they still had to capture second, but they already got second. You might as well be an Uber and risk going for a play later on if you're that desperate for a defense. Your Devil Man really needs help. If he's gonna die by a scout, probably. Nope. I don't know why you have a sniper. Okay, he got a sniper. He went for a hero. He went for one shot. Like, by the time that Meg popped though, your sniper should have been gone. I don't think you playing Forge was a bad idea considering the situation, but like, your team in general is just playing way too aggro in a situation where they had no room to be aggro in. So they kind of lost a lot of health. A lot more health than they should have, at least. There we go again. Classic mid. There we go. Now that's good. You paid attention to that and you avoided soldier. Should be and Devil Man died. This is great.
The control point is being captured.
No, this is good. Just heal your scout and go forward. Arrow people behind if you got it, but you should be running forward for scout right now. Yeah, area your scout and flanks are running forward though. He doesn't need it. That, as I was told a million times, you really shouldn't bother airing people. They really don't need it. Like, it's more important to go forward there than to arrow somebody. That's probably how I lost track of Banny half the time, because I would arrow somebody that didn't even need the help at the moment. Because that's something I could learn from this. Is, you know, people need health at certain times, and it's good to recognize when they need it. You know, it's pretty much even like, yeah, they had kind of ag, but no way any team was going to push with that. Yeah, you want to be wear your off classes. We're on the classic oil wash last hold. Here's where you guys gotta get buffed and just make plays. And pass for a little bit. Alright, you guys get a 2-man sack, but they have a sniper. You gotta keep that in mind. Gotta see how you play with your guys doing 2-man. Some reason why they're committing to having a heavy instead of trying to walk forward. I guess they're not confident pushing a 5v6, which is fair. Like, I think it's doable, but I can understand team, especially in main, not being comfortable with a push like this. Yeah, this way go fast forward again. Yeah, nothing's happened. Just the last couple things I mentioned. Tucker seems lazy, so I fast forward. Oh, hey, you guys got a team chat. That's awesome. I don't know how or why, but it sucks. I know this is the only round you got, and I hate that it came for something a bit gimmicky, because you can't depend on those. Like, going for gimmick strats is honestly valid, like a perfectly fine idea. It's just when it's the only way you got around, there's kind of a problem. I actually like how you missed the arrow, but you stuck with the beam anyway. Like, a lot of medics will keep trying to go for the arrow again to make up for it, but no, it's better just the beam there, and we'll keep walking forward. Alright, that soldier should have rocketed you, but it's more like you actually had decent movement there. You went behind a couple procs. That soldier just had the chance to rocket and you missed it, but he missed because your move was actually good, which is a good thing. They're down 2, they're down, so now you're down 3, you ran forward, you got out. Yeah. Even if it's a 4v4, you gotta realize the situation, the enemy team has more mid than you have mid. So you gotta play a little scared there. Like, it's not just about player advantage, it's also about map advantage there, and well, they had that advantage, so you gotta play scared. It sucks to say that, but like, you gotta do what you gotta do.
We have lost the control point.
Alright, pass me the beamer. Him killing the Devil Man was awesome. That's literally one of the best things you could ask for in this situation. Tantalize and Syntax trying to do anything after that, it's just either greedy or just dumb. I guess they got a force actually, which is really not bad, but they really should have messed you up. You're fortunately big guy good sticky trap though, so you guys for salvaging that a little bit, but that's not a situation I like them being in. Like, if you kill the Demo Man and another player sees a chance for a force, go for it, honestly. Like, obviously go for that, but like, if I wouldn't risk going down 2 players, 3 players, and they come with Uber. It's just, you know, asking who's the last. Alright, you guys should be rotating the river when you're around like 80-something%. Make sure you have somebody in lobby. This is the type of situation where I would go river with a scout and soldier and Dylan in lobby, because Dylan can stick you out the stairs in lobby and just solo hold it. But you guys are going in lobby for some reason? I gotta get the health back. Yeah, I'm glad you ran there. I never shoot arrows at 75%. Okay, I don't know if the scout was done clearing stickies, but clearly there were stickies up there, and he kind of ran through while he was still shooting, and that had me really scared. Here you got, okay, obviously you gotta be careful of off classes because you're on last, and now they had it for a while, so now you're kind of at the stalemate here a little bit, which really sucks. But it's the type of situation where you want to peek forward a little bit and see like, oh, okay, do they have any off classes? Like, let's say, for example, you peek forward and someone died to a sniper, right? Hopefully it's not your Delman. Your Delman's not a P class. Let's say someone peeked forward and died to a sniper. Being down that player, being down like a scout or soldier, and you're the one who's holding second, is not bad. Also, what you just did there was awful. Never do that. I don't know why you so peek choked as a medic. Never ever do that. If you ever do that because you saw me doing that, I promise you, I'm just an idiot. I just do stupid things because I got a stupid brain sometimes. We're betting on the arrow. I think the arrow was worth it. You were in danger. A lot of people ask me when's a good time to arrow. A situation like that's good. Okay, I think your team should honestly be desperate to go for this exchange because there's like 4 minutes left. You're down 2-1, I believe, right now. I think your team wanting to take an exchange to a Delman like that is perfectly good. Just remember, if you're going to go for exchange, just make sure you can get the medic. Like, you always want to make sure they pop arrows. Fair enough pop, but you guys lost track of the soldier. I didn't even see him. Like, I'm watching POV and I have low axle. That soldier just legitimately just sneaked up on you guys. That was a good bomb by him. But you guys are forced. You guys should be rotating up top. You should rotate up top through lobby, not through outside, because they're gonna pop. If they pop in through choke, you're dead. Okay, they're too slow, so you should be able to get out. Don't play forward here. Well, I like to, whenever I play maps, I like to make up imaginary lines that I call like the death line. So like if I'm past a certain mark, good chance I'm gonna die for being past that mark. So like for example, the death line this map for me is being past this little tiny staircase here. If I'm like past that staircase and silver bombs, I'm probably gonna die 90% of the time. Okay, you guys are down 2. They're down 1. You got the force though. Don't get greedy. Don't man being greedy. Just missed the arrow, and you had a chance to beam him, and you didn't. You went for another arrow. You should have at least got the beam on him a little bit, so he would have died to a chip shot. Losing your dome man really sucks there, like a lot. The only salvaging factor is that his spawn isn't very long, and you have Uberad, and they might be too scary because they might think you have Uber already somehow. But they're also up to 1, so they're probably not feeling desperate at all. If you ever want to be a momentum-based player, it's always important to keep in mind how the enemy team's mental is doing and how to take advantage of it. Right now, you know their mental isn't the best, but it's obviously not the worst. Like they just got forced, but they're up 2-1 on their last, so they have room to be confident. You guys are getting desperate, going for exchanges. That's just a bad exchange. If you go for exchange, try to do it up the river. I like how you actually look backwards there. It's always important to look backwards when you birds and make sure you don't grab by something random behind you. Your team is still forward, are they not? You lost your demo man first in a post Uber. That should not be happening. Maybe Habib has too much influence on other people, but every dome in the play has to remember they're not Habib. They're not gonna get away doing something stupid. Habib may look stupid, but trust me, there's sense behind all that chaos. You going for a defensive? See, that's a situation where, yeah, you may as well go for it. I hear you guys pretty much got 1 mid left, but this round's pretty much forfeit. This is garbage time. But I'm gonna use this garbage time to talk about. We'll see if you guys actually gonna play mid, and I'll give you advice on this last mid first before I just give up on the demo. It's been a while since the demo review. Well, actually, not that long. Not perfectly normal mid so far. Definitely should get a health pack while you're thinking your scouts. Good arrow on the scout. That's a great arrow. You don't want to watch 4-point beam on a guy that far ahead. So going for that arrow is 100% perfect. Unfortunately, Canline's dead. Canline takes a lot of damage. It took a lot of damage that mid, more than you should have. Yeah, this is a situation you're just gonna back up here. I know you guys only have like a minute left, so I don't know if you guys are playing it out or you're just gonna. So you guys are trying to play out. That demo man fed there. Your scout. First, I don't know why your scout went for a wide receiver when he could have just shot the Delman straight up. Like, calm should have been, oh, Delman's hit 100, and the scout should just came back through shutter. He probably ran through here, had no idea Delman was getting owned. And Delman got to look for it. Going for desperate exchange, 50 seconds left. This is literally the best Uber exchange you ever had, by the way. Oh, I don't know why you flashed a soldier. I guess you may have gotten hit by the sticks. But, like, that was literally better than most of the Uber exchanges you tried going for. Just because you didn't flash 20 people. But yeah, less than 30 seconds left. I think this demo is pretty much over. So you guys are just kind of walking around. I think there is, like, sense behind it, but looks like I just kind of gave up, which is fair. There's not even 30 seconds left. The round's over. But to quickly, like, reiterate over a few key points, you guys' Uber exchanges were very iffy and very random. Like, it didn't seem like there was any purpose behind your Uber exchanges. Like, you guys just kind of did it randomly, and again, with no purpose. And second off, your healing was pretty suboptimal in a lot of fights. Like, it's not you were shooting too many arrows, which is usually the mistake a lot of medics make. Your problem was you just didn't put the beam on the right people in the right situations. Like, you're healing people like you're a dispenser. Like, people had to come back to you, and you were playing in super safe zones. And, like, there's times where you're not even playing safe, and you're still not healing the best people in every situation. Like, if your team is forward, you should be healing the person that's forward. The person that's backwards, that needs an arrow, or the person that's getting a health pack or stuff like that, or just not in the fight and already has a lot of health, they don't need health as much as the guy who's actively peeking. Like your demo man in a lot of situations. I won't lie, your demo man did peek pretty bad a lot of times, and there's times where he just straight wasn't playing with you. And I think it's important for your team to actually sit back and acknowledge that when certain things happen, it's other people's fault. But there is, so for your sake, I am going to tell you, there was plenty of times where you just straight up weren't healing a demo man when you should have. But don't let that go to your demo man's head and let him think you were the reason why he died a lot. There was a lot of times your demo man died simply because of his own decisions and not a fault of your own. And I think it's really important for some teams to realize that. And And there's also, and then you should walk forward with your team more often, even if they're putting you in a position you aren't comfortable with. These aren't pugs, these are scrims. These are like you're trying to get better. It's important for you to play with your team and let them make these mistakes if you think they are making a mistake, because a lot of people don't seem to understand this, but like if a team does something that you don't agree with and you decide not to do what your team says, it doesn't matter how stupid of an idea your team came up with is. They're gonna blame the person that didn't do it with them about why it didn't work, no matter what. And you can't really argue with them saying like, "Well, I didn't do it because it's obviously dumb because this would have happened, this would have happened," and you're giving them a lot of ifs compared to you just doing the dumb thing they said to do, and then them dying, them being like, "Okay, this just sucked because we didn't do this right." So like, I don't know if you ran away because you were simply too scared of dying or just because like you weren't aware. But either your team needs to work better on comms, so you know how to play with them better, and or you just have to just play with them. Like, don't be scared. Like, it's okay to have bad stats as mech. Like, a mech having 20 deaths doesn't matter if you're winning by a 5-0 stat line. Like, who cares how many times a mech died? Like, a lot of people thought I was one of the best mechs in the world. There was plenty of games where I had double-digit deaths simply because I just healed Banny because I knew I'm gonna die, but I healed Banny, so we won. Like, you know, it's important things to keep that in mind. You actually seem to have a very good concept about when to shoot arrows, which is a very good thing to understand, especially like when you're not in top division yet. A lot of mechs, even in invite, don't know the best time to shoot arrows. But yeah, other than that, it's mostly just your team seem to play randomly, chaotically. Your Uber flashes were really bad. You should really focus better on trying to keep Uber on one person as much as possible. And then when you pop Uber, don't lose track of the person that's you're using Uber on, and make sure people are playing tight enough for you to play around it. And then on top of that, make sure your reflexes are fast enough to flash multiple people at once, so they don't get ganked in the middle of an Uber because you're being a bit slow. But yeah, other than that, that's the whole demo review. I think I actually gave a good bit of advice there. You seem to have a couple of core mechanic issues, and I think I pointed out a lot of team flaws you guys have going on. But other than that, Hunter, I hope you have a good day. I thank you a lot for the demo review. Uh, and I'll be moving on to the next one as soon as I can. But thank you guys for watching, for anyone that did. But I wish you luck in the future, Hunter. Bye bye.